So I was in two minds whether I should even go ahead and produce this video. Should I really talk about a stock on YouTube for free that can make people a hell of a lot of money? But you know what? I'm in a good mood, so I'm going to share it with you guys in this video. But check this out. The guys who are with me over at my Discord knew about this particular stock when it was 40% cheaper than where it currently is today. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and open up only 50 slots for the Discord. So when they're gone, they're gone. So make sure you guys go ahead and sign up for that. The link for that is in the video description below. Before we go ahead and dive into the details on this stock, for a stock to even qualify, okay, for the status of the greatest on the market, they've got to be ticking a few boxes. The first is we got to see some great revenue growth. We need to see momentum. We need to see pace in the business. We need to see those revenues ticking up quarter after quarter. The next is margins. We need to see good margins. Margins are just profitability. For those of you guys who don't know that or who aren't familiar with the concept, right? Take this laptop. I bought this a couple of years ago for like £500. But the merchant that I bought it from, they had a cost as well, which was less than what they charged me for it. So they might have gone ahead and it might have cost them £250 to go ahead and get inventory for this laptop. But they sold it to me for 500. That right there is a 50% margin. Margins are so important. Why? Because that flows down to cash. And a business can do tons of things with cash, all right? Buy back their stock. Go ahead and hire the brightest minds. Go ahead and spend on R&D. Go ahead and buy other companies. All these things progress the business, move them in the right direction, and they just fuel growth. So that's why margins are really important, okay? Another thing, guys, is they need to be in a power theme. What do I mean by that? They need to be operating in a space that has got growth, has got momentum, has got loads of avenues for them to continue to make money, to continue to bring on new clients, right? You need to see that. So you need the theme. The theme is really important. So, all right, let's jump into this. The stock, right, that is the greatest on the market right now is On Semiconductor, ticker symbol ON. They actually had their earnings like yesterday, and it was a strong performance all round, okay? But let me just show you guys a few of the highlights just to solidify why this is the best stock on the market. Check this out. Revenue growth, year on year, 25%, increase to 2.09 billion, okay? The first time they crossed over 2 billion. And you know where they're going? Upwards. They beat the estimates there as well, okay? So easy beat of the estimates. Estimates were 2.01 billion. Cool. Check this out. Look at the split of the business, right? They got three different divisions. Power Solutions Group, revenue grew 25%. Easy. Advanced Solution Group increased 18%. Intelligent Sensing Group increased 44%. What does this tell us? It tells us that every single area that they're involved in is growing nicely, is moving in the right direction. They've got no weak links to their story, okay? Every avenue that they're operating in, they're doing well and they're moving in the right direction. Nothing is pulling them back. Most other stocks on the market out there, they've got areas that they're involved in that is setting them back. Not the case here. And obviously, they beat. I just told you guys they beat the analyst estimates with ease. But also check this out. They've also gone ahead and increased their guidance. Okay, they've increased that guidance. Where is it? It's it to a range of 2.07 billion to 2.17 billion, above the consensus of 2.02 billion. Not many stocks out there in the market are able to do that. Go ahead and increase guidance, show conviction, and say, look, in the next quarter, we're going to do even better than what you expected. Actually, most are failing on that metric, right? So this is a stock not doing what the most are doing. But check this out. I forgot to mention also, okay? You need good growth. You need great margins, you need a strong theme, but you also need solid valuations to qualify for the best stock in the market status. Valuation on this thing is 13.7 times. That's the forward PE. That's what we're interested in. 13.79. How do you know this is a good valuation? How do you know this is an undervalued stock? Compare it to the rest of the market doing a similar thing, right? If we compare 13.79 to the S&P 500 semiconductor stocks, you will see that the average is 16 times. Forward PE 16 times. Here we have on semiconductor, right? Growing really fast, increasing those margins. In fact, I actually forgot to show you the margin increase. Let's backtrack real quick. Look at the margin increase on this thing. The margin, the gross margin, it expanded, right? So it increased 1,100, okay, 1,100 basis points to 49.7%. That means that they are more profitable, right, than the average of the rest of the semiconductor industry. So not only are they growing faster, okay, they're more profitable as well. And we're looking at the valuation now. Undervalued, under the average of the semiconductor industry, because it's 16 times and this is 13.79 times. But you know what, check this out. That 16 times of the average includes semiconductor stocks that aren't doing well. And as a result of them not doing well, their valuation is poor, like an Intel, for example. So it's bringing down that average. But if we really want to see, okay, what's the average, right? What average do we really want to be looking at? It's the average of those semiconductor stocks that are actually growing well, growing fast, like an AMD, for example, like an Nvidia, for example. Those are the types of names that you want to compare on semis PE to, because they're growing at, you know, similar fast rates. But we're going to use 16 times anyway, because this thing is still undervalued, even when you're including those lagging semiconductor stocks like an Intel that is distorting this average. It's still below that. So there you have, right, the best stock on the market. And as I said to you guys, my guys over the Discord knew about this stock when it was 40% cheaper than where it currently is.